Startup probes are a specialized type of health check in Kubernetes designed to handle containers that take a long time to initialize. They provide a dedicated mechanism for slow-starting applications, ensuring they aren't prematurely terminated during their startup phase. In production environments, some containers require several minutes to fully start up. This could be due to large data loading, complex initialization processes, or dependency checks. Without proper handling, liveness probes might kill these containers before they finish starting, creating a restart loop and preventing the application from ever becoming operational. A startup probe is a health check that runs specifically during container initialization. It verifies whether a container has successfully completed its startup sequence. While the startup probe is running, it temporarily disables liveness and readiness probes, giving the container as much time as needed to initialize without the risk of being killed prematurely. Here's a basic startup probe configuration. The HTTP GET field specifies the health check endpoint at /healths on port 8080. The failure threshold is set to 30 attempts, and period seconds is set to 10, meaning the probe checks every 10 seconds. This configuration allows up to 5 minutes for the container to start successfully. Startup probes use 4 key parameters. Failure threshold defines the maximum number of probe attempts before Kubernetes gives up and restarts the container. Period seconds sets the interval between consecutive probe checks. Timeout seconds specifies how long to wait for each probe response. Initial delay seconds adds an optional wait period before the first probe attempt begins. The maximum time a container has to start is calculated by multiplying failure threshold by period seconds. For example, with a failure threshold of 30 and a period of 10 seconds, the container gets 300 seconds, or 5 minutes total, to complete its startup. This flexible formula lets you customize the startup window based on your application's specific initialization requirements. The startup probe workflow has 3 phases. First, when the container begins starting, the startup probe activates and disables all other probes. Second, once the startup probe succeeds, the container is marked as successfully started. Finally, the startup probe stops running, and the liveness and readiness probes take over to monitor the container's ongoing health and availability. Startup probes provide 3 major benefits. They prevent unnecessary restarts by protecting slow-starting containers from premature termination. They offer flexible timing, allowing you to configure appropriate initialization windows for applications with varying startup requirements. They also enable isolated logic by separating startup verification from ongoing health monitoring, making your probe configuration cleaner and more maintainable.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.